Dobrodošli u još jednu epizodu podcasta EU mogućnosti. Moje ime je Filip Lukić i razgovaramo u ovoj epizodi o mladima i njihovom aktivizmu, iako nekako mladi se percipiraju često kao grupa koja nije previše aktivna kada je reč o rešavanju problema sa kojima se čitava Evropa suočava, ali i zemlje regiona. Postoji i onaj deo mladi koji je itekako aktivan i koji kroz svoja volonterska iskustva pre svega pokušava da nekako Evropu učini i solidarnijom i boljim mestom za život za sve njene građane. Zbog toga danas razgovaramo o Interreg volonterskom programu za mlade. Moj gost je Fakretin Perčin iz Turske. Thank you very much for joining me today here in the podcast.
I'm glad to be here.
And I did a short introduction about the program. Could you tell me what is your experience? So what did you do in this program?
Okay, for 6 months between start from the January to the June, I was deployed as a volunteer in Marseille in the program Interreg Euromed Youth. Interreg Euromed in the part of the Joint Secretariat. So I started there, and now I'm part of the IV team. But most importantly, for that 6 months, I get to see how the cooperation works, how the Interreg works, how we can do in terms of the Interreg volunteering. So,
and what is it?
What is it? That's a good question. So when we look at the Interreg is the interregional and territorial cooperation. So, Interreg allows all of Europe to cooperate with each other on basis of the projects. It can be like the Euromed program. We can focus on the Mediterranean and specific projects for instance, natural heritage or sustainable tourism, let's say. So what happens is lots of stakeholders, lots of project partners cooperate with each other to make something happen in Europe, basically. And as a volunteer, we help them, we contribute with what we know. So that's how I can summarize.
And as a volunteer, you spend how much time? 6 months, you said?
Yes, 6 months. 6 months is the maximum time available, and volunteers can do minimum of 2 months and maximum of 6 months.
And how do you choose where you go?
How do you choose? There are open listings, open offers on the website, so they can just go there and choose depending on what kind of topic they like and depending on what their interests are. They can just go and see, okay, this is a project that I would like to contribute, that I know some things and maybe I want to learn something about it, and then volunteers, future volunteers, let's say, can go to the website and learn more about it.
And when you saw the open call, what were your expectations from the program?
My expectations was so the program that I applied to. There are two types of volunteering. I mean, in the essence, it's the very same, but we separated as Interreg reporter and Interreg project partner. So in the reported part, you are at the program level, and if you're the project partner, you're at the project level. So I went to the program side to see how things work, looking from top to bottom, let's say. Because in the program side, you are at the top and then seeing all the projects happening in that area. For instance, in Euromed program, we had lots of projects happening in the Mediterranean, and this allowed me to see how things work in terms of the cooperation, not just from the single project, let's say, but future volunteers has the chance to just go and see the offers. Maybe they will like the program side more, or they will like the project side. If they are focused on one specific area, they can just choose that and go from the project side and volunteer as IB volunteer as a project partner.
And what would you say that has been the most significant part of it for you as a person?
Okay, I think that's a really good question, and when I think about it, I think the most valuable thing that I got from this whole experience was how the cooperation works in Europe, because as a graduate of international relations, I knew how things worked in theory, But when I started volunteering in an organization that did cooperation and inter-regional cooperation, I've seen that, okay, things are actually working, okay, in theory, and theory and the practice are the same, but in real life things differ a bit. For instance, like before we started this podcast, I was thinking like, what can I say, what can I do? But when it starts,
now you don't think about it.
yeah, I just say and I just go with it, and just like in real life, I would say, in theory we have lots of things, but in real life many things can happen. Some things might go wrong, and then you need to adjust the things. So I would say I got to see the real life cooperation. Mm-hmm. So this allowed me to learn more about the cooperation in general.
And does it work well? Because, for example, a lot of people could say that Europe is not very well in handling crisis. For example, when we had COVID crisis, for example, 27 member states were kind of everybody wanting to get its own equipment. We also know how the stance towards the Western Balkans was in that time. So does it work well on the ground, that cooperation?
I mean, I think, I mean, I can only talk about the experience I had, and I can say that it works, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And how, I mean, did this program affect your career as well? I mean, mm-hmm. You said that you were studying international relations, yeah. So do you want still to go into that direction? Do you want to focus more on European cooperation, European institutions?
I mean, I think like a year ago or something, I decided to take the volunteering path in my life, because I started with Erasmus project, youth exchanges, and then I did European Solidarity Corps volunteering program. And then I learned about IB, Interreg Volunteer Youth, and then I started doing it. I mean, in terms of my career, I can say that the volunteering path, the youth work, this kind of area, and in general, interregional cooperation is my future goal now. So yeah, it's definitely affected my career to see the potentials, because before I started at Ivy and long before I started the volunteering work, I wouldn't be able to say, okay, I want to work in the youth area, or I want to work in the interregional cooperation area, because I had no idea what the potentials were in terms of the career aspects, and also I didn't know if it would suit my goals in life. But then volunteering enables us to see, okay, I'm gonna do this for 2 months or 6 months, and then I can see, okay, this works for me. Or after 6 months, I can say, maybe it doesn't work for me. So I think volunteering in a way also enables us to see the potentials, and if someone like university graduate wants to see the potential in his or her life, to see what they want to do in life and what they want to do in terms of the career, I think if they do some kind of volunteering, I think this will help them a lot to see.
It gives you time to think a bit.
Exactly. Yeah, and also to see the potentials.
And do you maybe have estimation of how many people went through the program? How many volunteers?
IB program, if I don't recall incorrectly, it should be now 991, because we had the official number on our website. We are almost at the 1,000 volunteer.
That's a huge number, yeah. But for example, because I did say that into introduction as well, that young people are usually perceived as a group that is not pretty much involved into the processes, and that somehow world shouldn't basically rely that young generations will solve some issues. Mm-hmm. And this program basically says something different, so that people work, young people work on more solidarity in Europe, on doing things better. Mm-hmm. What would you say, do young people have enough motivation to change the things?
I think to change things, motivation is not enough. You need to have the ability, the knowledge and the network and all the other things. But I think being part of something helps the young people to see if they want to change something. Maybe there are some ways to do it, but also after like doing volunteering, studying, and etc. And maybe they get to see if they want to change something. They might be able to see some other alternative, like a way to do it. If they want to change their lifestyle, let's say in general, in the country or somewhere, and then they would be able to do that this way, I would say. But as young people, of course, we don't have the, like, I want some things to happen, okay, but as a person, as a sole person, I wouldn't be able to do something. But through volunteering and different initiatives, you get to see different people, different young people, and you get exposed to different ideas, to analyze them. Maybe I was wrong, maybe I was right, and also I need to convince the other young people, okay, this is an important issue, and then we need to get together and do something about it. Mm-hmm. So I would say these initiatives help young people to go through that potentials and make it happen.
And do you think that enough young people are part of those initiatives or volunteer programs all around Europe, not just this one?
Not as much as I think, not as much as we wanted, I think. I think if more young people joined, it would be a lot better. But I also think that, for instance, being an IB volunteer, after going through that 6 months of period or 2 months, depending on what kind of project you are, and you start to you learn about the program, and then all of a sudden you become the let's say media person of it. And because we have almost 1,000 volunteers now, and if we wanted to how can I say it, like make it known a bit more, mm-hmm. we need more volunteers. Mm-hmm. So more volunteers means
to
exactly.
Yeah.
More volunteers means a lot more volunteers. Mm-hmm. And then with this
like
logic,
a snowball effect.
Yeah, exactly. With this logic, I think if more young people joins these kinds of initiatives, more will follow. Because I heard about, for instance, ESC program from my friend, because he was doing a volunteering program. Before that, I had no idea. And then I'm telling other people about IB and ESC, and then it just, as you said, becomes the snowball effect.
And what would be your message to those future volunteers?
My message, definitely they have to try volunteering. If they haven't done any kind of volunteering in terms of these initiatives, they definitely try and see what they like. For instance, just like I said, if they go to the website and see the offers, if they some kind of offer, and they see, okay, I like this, and then I think they should apply for it. Or not just about the IB, but also other volunteering initiatives as well. I think if they don't try it, they will never know if it would be good for them, or if it would be like not make such a difference in their life. But you never know without trying.
Thank you very much. I think that's a good message to stop with. Hvala i vama na pažnji. Bila ovo još jedna epizoda podcasta EU mogućnosti.